Okay, good morning. Today we're going to learn a little bit more about photopea, this online photo editor that works in place of Photoshop. And so today we're going to focus mainly on brushes. So we'll go to File, New, and this dialog box will come up. And we're going to call this, under New Project, we're going to go ahead and call this Brushes. Okay, we're going to leave these settings, leave it as white, and hit Create. And you should get yourself some form of a white document there. If it's a little bit of a different size than mine, it's not the end of the world, as long as you've got ways to, something to brush on. So next up, we'll go to our brush menu, which is down here on the side. And we'll pick that brush tool, and you'll see that we have a brush tool, a pencil tool, and color replacement. We'll select brush tool. And when that comes up, you'll see that there's a little bit of a menus option here. We can take, this is the size, okay, the hardness, and this also has different options for different brush heads. And we generally have circular brushes, but you could also have brushes made with a raster image. Now, if you look over here, we don't look over there. Let me go back here. Okay, so we're going to leave all this as is. Okay, we're going to leave the opacity. Down in the bottom, we've got this color picker, and you really can't see it very well, so I'm going to hit these double brackets right here. See if I can get these to collapse in. Well, maybe not. I thought I could. All right, let me go back to that. All right, so I've got my brushes. I'm just going to pick a basic hard mechanical. Okay, and I can adjust the softness to it, and I can make it larger. And you can see there that I've just got a basic brush. Okay, basic, basic, basic. Now I really want to just play around with these brushes, so I'm going to go to Edit and Undo, and undo again. Well, let me go back here. Step backwards. You'll notice that Control Z is the same thing that you'd use in Photoshop. Now, I am not yet much of a wizard, okay, because this is a new program for me as well. Now, you'll notice that when I'm on this brush here, okay, I take that back hard, and I'm going to pick just a different brush. Sketching, round noisy maker, big marker. I'm going to do round noisy maker. Now, this dialog box, okay, we're looking for this brush so that we can pick some options. If you don't see it, okay, if you don't see it, then you'll need to go up into Window, and you can turn on your brush so you can see it right there. So we've got brush, okay, and these are some of the characteristics. You have the tip shape, and the tip shape, you can adjust the angle of your brush, okay. The roundness, which squeezes some of the shape. You can see I'm adjusting it here, down here. Okay, and then you have your spacing. And your spacing is the spacing between shapes of a stroke. Okay, if you wanted at a continuous line, then you would need to have it set at 25% or less. So what happens if I take it more than 25%? Sorry, remember I have that wacky. Do you see how that has broken up that continuous line? So I could experiment with this, and it gives the whole brush just a different look. So I'm going to leave that spacing, okay? Yours doesn't have to be quite like this because we're just practicing. Now, you also have, besides the tip dynamics, okay, you have something called scatter, and you have this in Photoshop too, okay? Scatter lets you move each shape to a random place, okay? And you can, like if you had leaves, you could make your leaf, like a leaf brush, it would make your image look like fallen leaves. So watch what happens when I experiment with the position jitter. So if I wanted something really random, or the count, and the count jitter. And then last but not least, I have the color dynamics. So in the color dynamics, okay, right now it's using my foreground color, but I can change these by adjusting how I'm going to mix the two colors. And I've got red and black down there. You can see how I'm changing that look to it. Okay, I can change the hue slightly, and this is picking up different colors. All this just from the brush tool. Kind of cool, isn't it? Okay, saturation. How much color do I want? Do I want it really saturated? And hopefully your slider's gonna work a little bit better than mine. I just have this really lame Bluetooth mouse. Okay, and then you have your brightness jitter, which you can increase. Okay, come on. All right, so we built that. We'll go ahead and close that. And now we've got this brush. So let me make it bigger for you. Okay. All right, so I picked that brush, and now watch what's going to happen as I brush. Sorry, I'm gonna have to stop with my mouse. It's really nuts. Find it here. My computer's running mega slow. Okay, so that was a brush right there. I took it from just one simple color to this wild and crazy brush. Okay, so if I went back and I turn these off, then you'd see here the difference in the look. Okay, now I left it at a big spacing, and watch when I go down here. You see how it becomes more of a solid line as I brush. I'm having trouble again with my mouse. Let me leave it. I'm going to leave it like that if I can get this to close out. I need a new mouse. Come on. Go back and use my finger. Now let me go back and use my pen. There we go. Come on. To get that to collapse, but it doesn't really want to collapse too much. I think it's just my computer's running really slow. You can see there that I've got, oops, there we go. No. Yeah, slowly but surely. Okay, so you'll see that I was brushing this, okay? And what you're going to create is just a random pattern using one of these brushes, okay? That will be your first part. I'll come back with your second part on a second video.